How's everybody doing? I got a bad connection. Elliot, feeling a little bit better. Elif, hello. Hey, Ball Life, got some updates here for everybody. Ball Life, how's everybody doing today? Hey, Tanker Jerry, give some guys some, give you a little chance to catch up here. Y'all know me. I'll go straight in, man. Roxy, um, everybody share and share alike. Now in here, the new Article 13. I mean the Well, y'all know about the Article 13 and all that. It comes from Europe, and they're gonna make YouTube put bigger filters here to filter out copyright content. The only thing is that the algorithm just has no idea. There's so much stuff out there. I mean, for this algorithm to be so correct, so we just have to be more have more of a knowledge on whatever you're going to put in your website, man. I mean, on your channel, is it worth it? Just kind of be aware. Article 13, of course, stems from Article 11, that is the link tax article that says all the websites here, all channels, like on the YouTube platform, the social media platforms, like the news media, like they're gonna get hit. Such as, like, when you're reading headlines on a website, and the headlines from CNN has basic information like a title, stock exchange crashes, right? And then underneath you see like a little description. That's free now. But when that Article 11 link tax passes, we got to pay CNN for that information. It's like this. People use that information on their channels and make a lot of money, but is CNN's information. You know what I mean? It's their news. They're the one that did all the work. They interviewed people that drove there, waste gas, waste electronics, batteries, lunch, dinner, to interview people to get that information. Sometimes they fly there and they do all of that. And then when you see it, right, when you view it, they won't get money off of that because it's free. But if I take that information and put it on my channel and get all the get all these views, I'm going to get paid from YouTube money. That's what they're saying, which I could see that. I'm explaining this so basic so you're going to try to understand, right? Just imagine, like they do all that work, or they spend all that money to interview people, to get information, to give it to you for their channel. But now we could grab that for free and put it here, and now I'm making money off of that, and they're not. So you see why they're mad. Not really mad, but the European Union wants all these people to get paid, because I could see that. But it's going to affect us, like free stuff, like games and all that. You know, um, it's going to affect us here. When it was, it's going to pass in a couple of years. It takes time, but anybody has any question, please just answer, because I know you always say I don't answer questions. Right, it's very understanding. Yeah, yeah. It's right now, because of the fact that that's gonna happen. Hey, YT, how you doing? Yeah, this where you be carrier. Yes, that's where she be carrier. Knowledge, do you even live, bro? Yeah, man. Well, I got the flu. I was stacker. Superman like you, man. I'm human. Oh yeah, yeah. But I don't record everything else stagger when I live because the gyms they're and sometimes I do it late at night and hello again, ball life. Yeah. So yeah, I lift, man. I ain't fat, bro. But due to the fact that anybody ask me questions here, please, anything. You branded account. Yes, yes, branded account. I be everywhere. That's right, baby girl, Kyria. And you. What is branded all about? What is branding all about? Branding is like when you if you Miss La. Branding is like when like ketchup, right? Some ketchup tastes different than other ketchup or chicken. When you go to Popeye's chicken, I don't know what country you're from, but when you buy certain foods that have certain flavors, that particular person brands that flavor as theirs. You know what I mean? So branding is like when you brand your channel, that's the same way. Yeah, it's like your channel, your style. That's what branding means. Um, I don't even know who asked that question. Miss Elliott, yeah. So because in media, like shows and commercials, when you're like dealing with millions of people like we are, we got to be individual and not all be the same. You know what I mean? It's like you got the Chicago Bulls, right? The basketball team. You got the LA Lakers, the basketball team. In there, you have a lot of stars. You got the number one star, LeBron James. He's his own brand. Even though the Lakers is a world-known brand, been around for a lot of years, that brand is Lakers brand basketball. But within there, it's a whole different brands of stars. So LeBron James sells clothes with his name, with his brand, with his flavor, candy bars or whatever he sells. Cologne, sprays, jewelry, you know what I mean? So his brand means that's his style, his flavor, his stuff that he sells. So your YouTube channel has to have a brand. So when you start getting money and marketing, people will come to your channel, move channel to brand account. Move. All right, let me see. I missed a whole bunch of questions here because that last one didn't make sense. Hold on. Uh Spread love. Let me see what her question was. Hey guys, ask me a question. Man, can you bro moderation? You have motivation to hit the gym. Man, I wish I could be like you, bro. Yeah, man. We could be like everybody and have motivation. I know you are, bro. When your next live velocity, I do not understand English, but I would try. Yeah, use Google Translator too. Like if you see words, you put them in there. We back. That's right. Little Zippy. I'm on the youtube.com under the advanced settings under account information. It says move channel to brand account. Well, you know, just read it because it's different. I don't know where you're from, if you're American or a different country. Just to move it to a brand account, all that means is your channel with your brand and is your style. You know what I mean? And that's all that means. You could brand it, make it your own, put like a little brand name under there, put your design and brand it. Nobody can take my brand. I paid for this. Also, my banner, I paid for this. Yeah, but see, Ball Life, not because just because you paid for it doesn't mean it's yours. Like I got my own domain, alexexpress.com, which I paid for. But until I go through the legal process of copyrighting it and trademarking it, which is different laws, and you have to pay for that. It's not yours yet. Just because you pay the outside service or third vendor provider money to temporarily hold that name, you got to go through steps. You got to pay them more so they could pay the government, the trademark agencies, the copyright lawyers, they pay them more to get your brand under yours. Just if you just pay like a basic fee of 10.99 or whatever, you got to make sure that it's really your, either you go through your own copyright lawyer to get the trademark and your name under your you bought it. If you buy it, to hold your domain. Did you move your YouTube channel to brand account advanced settings? Yes, I do. Well, I don't monetize, so I don't really have to, Miss Ellie. Remember, I don't monetize, but yeah, if I wanted to, I could do that. You know what I mean? I could move it there. That's what it's there for. If anything, it's going to help your people going to see you and go to you. Got to go. Have it like, wow, that was fast. Okay, manzanas. I'll see you later. How would this impact my channel if I opt this feature in? It'll make it your channel. It's going to distinguish you from millions of other people. You know what I mean? It's like when you walk to a crowded restaurant or a concert, you're going to see a whole bunch of people there, right? And well, they're people like you. They're in there, a lot of people. But as you stay there and you talk to them, they become individuals with individual entities and the individual styles. So that's what branding is. You're going to separate yourself from the millions of YouTubers like that. They could recognize you and go to your channel all the time and have fun. Do you move your channel to? Yes. I mean, it's at 1221. Yes, exactly. Right. So, now with the European Union, the Article 13, is going to affect us. The only thing that, the Article 11 deals with news agencies. The news agencies, going to get taxes and all that. So if we use their stuff, YouTube's going to be responsible for paying taxes on whatever we use or get copyright infringements and all that. And they want to avoid that. So now that's going to be so problematic, because of Article 11, which is pertaining to newscast and news agencies. They don't want to, and YouTube knocked me out and I'm back. So, what you have to do is know the coverage of mine. You're saying that another stats for a copyright license, so I can steal it. This coverage is, I know the coverage of mine, so you're saying it's another stats for copyright license. Yeah, make sure that you're not temporarily holding your whatever it is you're holding. Because if it's just temporary, like you could pay for 1 year name, hold on your name or your internet, your domain, your LLC, your limited liability company. When you get your name with that brand, the state has to see if it's available. If it's available, then you pay $300, $400, $200 to the state to grab that LLC name that's yours. If it's available. So that'll be your name until you delete it. Same thing with copyright and trademarks. They got to make sure they're available. And then when they're available, you got to buy them, go through that process. If you want to keep them permanent forever, it's not really hard. You could use Google copyright laws. I have the right for it 1 year. Right. See, that's temporary. After 1 year, you got to renew it. Then you got to hope that you could do it fast enough before somebody grabs it. So it's just basically, see, a lot of people are going to buy your name, Ball Life, because they know that you might want to own that name. Right. So what happens is a lot of people is going to buy your name. Right. And so let's say if you want to own that name, now you got to go to that person and say, hey, that's my name. How much you want for it? Because you didn't lock it down. And that person, there's people that does that with software. They buy up all kinds of names so they could sell them back to the owners. I know it's a shame, right? So that's what you're trying to avoid. Like, try to get your name up by getting it right now before, because then you're going to have to pay for copyrights to that name to get it. And then on top of that, pay that person 3 or 4 times that money to get your own name back. To have your own name, to copyright, to trademark your own name, like Ball Life, to have that name everywhere, T-shirts and make it legal, you're going to have to pay that person. If it's only like $200 to copyright it, he might want $1,000. You see what I'm saying? Now you're like, oh, you know what? I just get Ball Life 2 or Ball Life 3. Then he might have that. He might have like Ball Life 1, 2, 3 to 1,000, Ball Life the third. He's gonna use Ball Life until You're gonna have to like kind of rearrange that name until you can find the one he didn't buy, and then just pay 200 instead of 1,000 or two. And it depends on how bad you want it. You'll pay a lot to get your name. But yeah, man. So yeah, this new article right now, Article 13, which deals with the copyright issues with the music and all that. That's going to affect us too. So be aware of that, and also be looking for your end screen. Thanks. Um, there and everybody's sick that I know. This flu is just lingering. Be aware of your end screen cards, like the duration, the how many people, like at the end of your programs. You go to your studio and look that up on your analytics to see what percentage of people are clicking on to the end cards, like to see what's your next series about, like your next video. That'll help you with your metrics. You know what I mean? Anybody has any questions? I have people copying my name. Has a different rights to print and pay that also. I'm trying to do that now, bro. It's a different pay. It's a different rights to print on garments too. You have to pay. Well, if you have your own trademark and your own copyright on the trademark, it shouldn't be no issues. It's your name. You hire anybody to do it, unless if you don't own the rights to that name. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm really interested in learning more impacts of Article 13. Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, Article 13 is going to impact because if you're like playing a song, YouTube going to hear it, and then they're going to freeze your channel, and now then you got to go through all those avenues to unfreeze it and let them know that it's not a trademark, and that your channel has no trademark, and then you write them, on the screen there and let them know you dispute it, and that's a pain in the butt, because the software the software right now has no clue, you know, um, w- w- um, what the copyright infringements are. You know what I mean? It's just they're developing that now. How bad with the gameplay? Gas loves game. Gas. See, the thing is, when you play your game in your channel, because of the fact that you're talking over it and you have people over it, that game becomes not original. If you're playing Fortnite, Redemption, Red, all these great games, and when you're talking over it, just make sure you talk over it, because when you narrate and talk to the other players, that game now is not original, and you could get away with that on YouTube. But when they pass that rule, YouTube still doesn't understand how it's going to impact that, because Article 11 deals with the news part of the copyright thing, right? Which you got to pay taxes and pay news agencies to use their information, right? So that's Article 11. 13 is the copyright, like music, games, and things like that. So what happens is you could, like, a meme, right? A meme, because of the fact that you altering the original pictures to make fun of it or whatever it is, and you're trying to fool the algorithm by even turning it upside down so you can't really see what it is. The algorithm right now, we're higher when it's better, is going to see all these tricks. So when you're talking over the meme, now is okay. And supposedly, due to the fact that you're altering the meme, you can still get away with doing memes like PewDiePie does, and all these guys, they make a living on that. So supposedly you're going to be able to get away with that, and memes are not going to be affected. Games, though, is still up in the air, because the original people of those games, they want to make a whole bunch of money, and you're playing their games and all that. But if they start paying copyright taxes on that and all that, and YouTube start getting fines because it's their games and you're using it, they'd rather for you not to play the game. So right now it's up in the air. There's a good chance that the games are really going to be affected, because this is let me go back to the comments. I have a question I asked at 12:27. What was the question? Repeat it again, because these things fly off and you can't go back. Submitted a question at 12:27. Is that person or at the 27 mark? Ask it again. I don't see it. Ask the question again. Got you back. Why are you at 81 subscribe? Why are you at 80? Who, me? I'm not at 81 subscribers if you ask me. I don't know if you're asking me. How is everyone? What was the question? Ask it again. Yes, that's a great tip. You have to make your own. I don't mind copyright grass, but if it means that they take down the vid, we do have to be careful. Yes. You can still play games. How bad will gameplay games be part of 13? At, when you they still got 2 years for platforms to follow the rules. So in 2 years, by that time they might fix the law and rechange it. See, this law is being passed by people that has no idea how the electronic world works, man. These are older people. They're passing a rule. I feel good in times years back. I'm late. Party just starting the channel in 2019. You're never too late, man. Me as a retro gamer, I would be affected by the law. Yeah, because Tony, the thing is, they don't know yet, like how the filter is gonna work. Can you imagine watching 7 billion videos with software and the rules on Article 13 is not clear? Can you imagine doing those combinations of what are we looking for? It's like 9/11. I don't know how young you are, but that's the history of it. 9/11, when the first planes attacked New York, there was 2 planes, right? When the first 2 attacked New York, we already knew it was a terrorist attack, but there was 2 more other planes missing. The one plane made a U-turn to go back to Washington and blow up the White House, right? They knew that. But the thing is, the 2 jet fighters didn't know what was going on. They were ordered to go and get somebody. So they jump in there and they start flying, and they don't know who to blow up because they're like, who are we looking for? The people on the ground doesn't know because the bad airplane, the terrorist airplane that was hijacked, made a U-turn on the radar, so they couldn't track it. And then other planes that were looking at it had to track it. They depended on other people with all this misinformation to look at an airplane that was going to come and attack the White House. But don't forget, a lot of planes were grounded. So it was not enough, basically, they were flying without information. They knew they had to attack. They knew they had to get a terrorist plane out, but they didn't know where it was. So they're flying. So the first reaction in the United States attacking a military theater, if it's a foreign attack, like we were being attacked, they got to go into the ocean and get anybody that's coming in from other lands through ships and all that, or submarines. So they got to fly into the Atlantic. That's what they did. So they're flying into the Atlantic because that's the first training thing. These 2 jets are going in there and still wondering, well, okay, where to? Now they're flying into the Atlantic as the other plane makes a U-turn in Ohio back to the White House, doing 600 miles an hour. So now these 2 planes got to come back at subsonic speed. What that means is, oh man, I got this bad cold. What that means, the military pilots are flying, right? The Air Force, they're like, okay, we got to turn around. Orders. What's going on? Yeah, you got to make a U-turn. Where you at? In the Atlantic. We're looking for ships and air. What's going on? Make a U-turn. Go back to Ohio. The terrorist plane is there. So now they got to turn around, right? The White House is here. The bad plane is there. They're all the way over here. So now they got to make a decision. Again, no information, just like this Article 11, right? Article 13. It's just out there and flying out there to us, and we have no information. The 2 pilots now have the information to go back. They got the coordinates. All the other towers are giving them, like coordinates along the way. But they got a problem now. They got a problem. They're flying low to the ground. To get to that plane, they got to do a thing called subsonic speed. What that means is they got to go real fast, breaking the sound barrier, right? They got to go real fast. And okay, there's a problem with that. There's people on the ground, glass, machinery, life-saving machinery in hospitals. If they go subsonic, They're gonna mess all kinds of electronics up. People eardrums are gonna bleed. You know, they're gonna get headaches. They're gonna kill babies' ears, and because going subsonic means you got to break the sound barrier real low to the ground. They had to make a decision: either kill the president, let him die, or go subsonic. Of course, there's a lot of cursing going around. They said, "F it, go F and subsonic." Boom, they get there, but still, when you do the calculations, even at subsonic, they might not get there in time, you know, and they evidently didn't because of the fact that they had a lot of misinformation, these two pilots in 9/11 to get the last airplane that crashed into the Pentagon. Evidently, um, you know, the plane was brought down by heroes, so it never got to the White House. The second one did; it hit the Pentagon. But the last one that was with the two pilots were trying to reach a subsonic speed, it went down. There was a lot of heroes. They attacked the terrorists and they killed themselves, and you know. But the point is, misinformation like Article 13 affects us. You know, when you get information that's obscured, YouTube is like, you know, what the hell is going on? What are we looking for? It's there, but what are our filters looking for? So because of that, your gameplay, your hey Jeff, your gameplay, your information is obscure, and you can't work. So if you want to be playing games and getting paid for it, it will affect you depending upon what information the filters get and all. It's really obscure. Unfortunately, the YouTube algorithm, even the creators, they're the first people that criticize the algorithm, the guys that made it, because of the fact that it's a Google controlled artificial brain, you know, is artificial AI. And what we got to do is play with Big Brother and hope that Big Brother doesn't smash our hand or gives us a discipline. Just go with it, you know, by adhering to your policies, you know, adhering to whatever Big Brother says. You know, your Google is the Big Brother of YouTube. They're both search engines, one and two in the world. So because of that, if you listen to what Big Brothers tells you in terms of policies and all that, your channel should have no issues. I know big channels that are getting deleted. I know big channels that are getting demonetized. You know, when you're dependent on $3,000 or $4,000 a month and they're taking that away, and for the whole month you just did all this editing, all this great work, they're taking that away until they could fix it, until they could get a human and look over your channel to make sure that, you know, you didn't break any rules. It's a pain, you know, when you're the information for Article 13 is so on, like Article 11, you already know that's a link tax. That's like a link tax pertaining to insurance reporting medias and all that. So you already have an idea that, well, I don't look at media. I do. I love information. That's what this channel is about. But other channels that depends on creative stuff and this and that, or criticizing media or looking for current events, they're going to have troubles with the Article 11 because that's a link tax article. So once you grab something from CNN, they're going to want they're going to want money from that. Now it's free, but in the future with Article 11, you know, it's not. Or Article 13. Really, Article 13 is the one that's like, what is this about? Like, what is it going to be copyright? Da, 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 da. So when you have issues with YouTube, go to Twitter, type in team YouTube. You get the fastest answers right there. Team YouTube and Twitter, because of the fact that the platform here is geared to channels that have 30,000 and above with 100,000 views and above to get real instant help or faster help. Because of the fact that you're under 30,000, it'll take forever for you to get your money back. So the second fastest way is to go to Twitter. Well, that's the fastest way, really. Use another media platform called Twitter. And even Judy Wachowski, even the creators, the top developers here, I mean, on YouTube, use that platform to communicate. So use it. Don't even be afraid. Have that on your bookmarks. Go in there, and if you get demonetized, you could get your money back faster by using that platform. You know what I mean? Because YouTube just doesn't make it easier. If you got a channel that's under 100,000, if you got a channel that's even under 500,000, you're down here because every day you're gonna get YouTube gets channels that has 1 million subscribers every day. So you're still down here, even with a 500,000 subscriber channel. You're making money, and you can live off it, but you're still down here in terms of marketing and support. The algorithm, first of all, doesn't know how many subscribers you got. So the algorithm is dependent upon developers, and those developers are dependent upon you adhering to the analytics, to the metrics of your channel, and to optimize your channel so you can market yourself. When they see those tools in place and those buttons push, they're gonna market your channel so you can get more subscribers and more views and more discovery. But if you don't, you're not gonna help yourself. You got to go in there and and optimize your channel by doing using uh the tools that's in there, like right now, this title says end cards. Watch your end cards, right? See how many people click to your end cards after your video, so you can have an idea how relevant your content is, right? Make your videos like a TV show, like episode 1 Batman, episode 2 Batman, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 24 episodes. Like in a TV show, it goes between 12 and 24 episodes. But as a series, like episode 1 dealt with the introduction of Batman, episode 2 Bruce Wayne, episode 3. See, it's all related. So make your video content, like I think I seen Jeff like in here, Big Rig Radio Network. Big Rig Radio Network, his channel is informational like this. Nothing to do with editing and fun and skiing and jumping off bridges. It's information with numbers. But we like numbers. So we'll watch his business channel in terms of trucking because it helps us grow a trucking business, right? But every series that he has is pertaining to numbers. He'll talk about how to operate your truck with a certain percentage. And it's all related. So his end cards are great because of the fact if he has end cards, they would have a great percentage to help. So you can see, the thing is, have series. If you're a cook, make sure you're making cooking videos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the playlist in there. If you are a mechanic, do tune-up number 1, how to fix your tires, how to fix your muffler, all related. Don't just do growing plants over here, taking care of the baby over here. It's all scattered brain, and people is just going to be like, what the heck is this? Remember that people when they think relatively. That means connecting stuff, right? Like, remember when you lost your keys this morning? You're like, oh, where's my keys at? Now I went to the car. I was in the bathroom. See how you're associating things? But it has one common interest, is to look for your keys. Then I went over here and I went to the mall. It's not there. Oh, you know what? I remember, it's in the sofa. Make everything relative on your channel. And that'll help. That'll help the algorithm put you out there. And use your metrics. Did I lose anybody here? I need to do more recorded, edited videos for variety. Got very hooked on live streaming lately. I guess it's easier. I'm pretty good at it. I think being marketable is important. Exactly, guys. There's nothing wrong with doing live videos, but make sure you have a common interest on your live streams. Or you could, the best thing is experiment. It's hard to make good money with just ads. It's really got to be a huge chance to make good moolah. Well, that applies in any job and in life too. You want to make money by, if I tell you to come work for me, and for you to make money, you got to make a lot of deliveries, right? Because I got a trucking company. So I'm going to hire you and I'm going to expect you to do deliveries. Now, for you to make money, you got to make deliveries. But if you're going to be doing all the stuff in between and not concentrating on making a lot of money for deliveries and not concentrating on how to make more money, then you're not going to make money. If you don't use the tools at YouTube and their suggestions and their ideas on how to make money, then you're not. And of course, a job such as delivering freight is different than a job dealing with people. If I'm talking to 10, 20, 30 people here, maybe another 50 or 100 just watching without being logged in, I might have 300 people right now and then just 10 or 20 or 30 watching me logged in, right? And they're my subs. Um, that's people. So when you're dealing with media, that's people. I cannot go to your channel and tell you how to deal with people. But if you was my driver, I could tell you, look, do this way, drive this way, and get there in time, and you'll get money. You see, you're not dealing with people. You're dealing with the functions of a job. When you're dealing with media, like a news reporter, like if I was to go for an interview to be a news reporter, and they'll give me, I'm gonna like do the audition. I'll be like, or this is Alex today in News Five. News today is gonna be sunny, and there was a robbery. See, that's not the best audition ever. Now you're gonna get the next guy that comes in that's trained to talk to people, that has that training, that has that experience. You'll be in there like, oh, this is Chuck Jones with your newscast. It's gonna be 55 degrees today. And come on back to the channel after these commercials. Now he's gonna get that. They dealing with people, putting content out there is dependent upon you. If you want to get subscribers off my subscriber base, that's fine. I don't care. You could do that, But if you want to make your channel relevant by getting people to watch you so they can pay for your ads, that's going to be up to you and how bad you want it. Doing this with a game and going, yeah, I got him right now. 10-4, Robert Ducky, watch your back. See, that's fine for all the gamers in the world. But are these guys going to watch a commercial? Or they're going to watch your ads? So if you want to get monetized, you got to have a target audience. Again, playing games and all that and watching that's fun. I watch them because it looks entertaining. But you got to be aware that certain types of formats in media with people entails for you to be a people person. So again, like I'm saying, you got to be aware who your target audience is. In games, you make sure that the people really support you. You might have 200 gamers in your channel, but only 20 or 30 of those are really supporting you in terms of watching your ads and watching your past videos for the sake of content. So yeah, marketable means, where's he at? What's that question at? Yeah, to be marketable means knowing your target audience and knowing, you're talking to people. This is a people thing, not a watching the flowers grow thing or going to sleep when you do a live thing. That's not talking to people. That's just leaving your channel on for the sake of getting views or minutes or whatever it is you're targeted at. And YouTube knows that, Alex, most people don't know anything about all this. Exact. I hope it works out so we can continue just to have fun and enjoy it. And then money would be a plus. Again, when you're in a game streaming thing, you got to be aware that most of the people on there, it's like if I was to do a Broadway show or a TV movie or a TV show, how would you feel like this is okay, this is my show. Today at Alex Express TV show, and it's just me playing a game, right? Now you're like, well, that TV show is just a person playing a game and talking over it. You see, that's what we're seeing. So if you're into game playing, you got to figure out ways. Play games for 1 night, 2 nights, or 3 nights. Get your core audience there, your target audience. And then the next nights in between, do a talk show format, how to clean your car. Do something that's besides gaming to get that the target audience so you could like pay bills. Again, if I got a TV show or a movie, here comes Alex and Mission Impossible 20 or Fast and Furious, Alex Express. And are you going to see me playing the game? You're going to have a limited amount of target audience that's going to pay your bills. I'm not mocking game playing, but you're talking about making money and being a realist. You got to figure out a way on how. There's a lot of gamers that do that. PewDiePie, but PewDiePie has an established following that if people drop off, they're there, and his metrics are there, even though he does buy views and subs. We all know that, but his metrics are there to cover any inadequate or any incompetence in terms of retaining viewership. His metrics are there. He's making money for YouTube. So he could get away with that. But when you're trying to grow a channel, you want to keep every single person. And how you going to keep a person when all you're doing is playing the game and not entertaining the other person that you're trying to keep? You're only keeping your core base that's going to play with you, but that's not a lot to pay your bills. You're going to need more people than that. How can we help others? What you mean, Wisdom TV Nigeria? Comment again. I don't know how you could help others. I just make videos for fun. I don't expect that. Well, that's great. I mean, Stony Crow, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people in here are fans because they don't want to be on YouTube and they don't. That's fine. I respect and I respect that. I was a fan for 8 years. What are those? What are those that are doing audio? Why are okay? Ball life. I know I've said that all late. What are those doing audio? Okay, repeat that again. Sponsors pay pretty good, Alex. Yeah, they do. Sponsorships do pay pretty. Hey, Boricua, a lot of work for you guys. Thank you. I'm good, and you? Oh, I'm reading the comments here, so I'm behind. That helps you. That helps to know. Great info. Thank you. Thank you. Go organization if you have time. Yes, organization if you have time. Exactly. Streaming works perfectly fine. Hey, the thing is, you can make money off of streaming and playing games and doing all that, but you got to know how to target your audience. It's like when you're selling candy in a candy store, you're going to target people that like candy. So, you put signs out there, you go market yourself, you put a video, you make advertisements, put newspaper ads, you selling candy to get the people that love candy. You're not going to get a person that's diabetic to come to your store, right? That's a wrong target group. You want to get the people that is okay for them to eat candy or meats. If you're selling meats, anything like that, it's just target audience. Actually, my live streams are working. That's great, man. I think I already read that. Most of the lives I do make are mic and live gameplays. Another jump skip because I got knocked out of YouTube. I used to be a watcher for years, and I'm glad I'm not. Exactly. See, guys, and it's fun. You gotta want the attention. Just don't do stuff if you're not sure about the attention and going live. You don't forget you can't edit, so you got to make sure you're gonna want it. Games you have to watch and Switch came up to tired of Fortnite. Yeah, everybody's getting tired of Fortnite. But you do what you have to do. Very kind of you to offer all this info and help. Thank you, Lux. Mike, Lucio, Mara. I'm live now. I am live now while being here. Oh, okay, Inspired. Everybody go there. If y'all want to go see Inspired Champion, he's live. Much respect. Thank you. Actually, my live streams are working. Exactly. So, like I said, it's just a matter of what you want. If anybody has them, I'll wait for a few minutes here. If anybody has more, questions, I know it takes a few minutes for even things to pop up in here. But yeah, the article, the end cards will give you information on how people are leaving your channel and going to your Face It and Supercell. Okay. And they'll tell you like how many people are leaving your live stream or your channel and going to your next channel. You know what I mean? That'll give you an idea, and that's what you want. That's really important. End card click retention, or end card click through rate is real important. Those are all the tools that you need to know. To make money in YouTube. Not only that, but just to even if you're a fan of it, you'll know, if people are watching you. I gotta get going, guys. I love y'all. I'll try to do another live later. Cheers. Okay. And hopefully I'll catch y'all later, okay? Like always, share and share alike.